Or people that say the Bobcat is better than the Wraith. There you go. It's not. Video over. See you on the next one. TikTak out. What's going on, guys? ROundedtiktak here, and back with another video. You guys asked for it, so here it is: the Silenced Specter versus the Bobcat, with math to prove my theories and theory crafting, not just saying, oh my god, look at the DPS. This is mathematically proven for the technical best SMG in the game, whatever you want to say. But I'm going to tell you guys now that this is 100% up to you guys. If you have a slow and snare Bobcat and you aren't lucky enough to get the Spectre, your damage is going to be basically the same. But for you min-maxers out there, let's take a real good look at exactly what's going on here. So this is Kenjiro's spreadsheet. I will leave it in the description below. All you have to do is click the link, come down here, press make a copy, and then you can play with it as well. We have the Bobcat here. All of the guns are listed here, but we have the Bobcat. We have the Silenced Specter here, and now we have the perks here. We'll get into those in just a second. Up here, our hero loadout is 50. We are max level. Critical damage. This is before the hero rework, but this is comparable to having Sledgehammer somewhere in your build. However, since it is old, all of these values are correct, just we can't add the hero bonuses, the fire rate, crit damage, base damage, stuff like that. We cannot add that into this spreadsheet. We are max level with 3,251 offense. Our range survivors are giving us a 25% bonus range survivor. Weapon level is 50, so Sunbeam, Crystal right here. Currently, we are at 0 tiles away, and we are hitting 50% headshots and 50% body shots and missing 10% of our damage. That's what all that stuff up there means. Now, if we take a look at the Bobcat and the Silenced Specter, both of these guns are interesting. They each do something unique. The Bobcat is one of, if not the only gun in the game that can roll a condition plus crit rating plus double crit damage, sitting at a 3.3 second reload speed and a 50 magazine size. Now, down here we have the Silenced Specter. The cool thing about the Silenced Specter is it has a base crit damage that is a tad higher, sitting at 300%, and a base crit chance that is much higher, sitting at 20%. So we're going to roll this one: crit rating, mag size, energy, fire, water, nature, conditional damage, which is slow and snare or affliction, and then plus crit damage. With all of that, we have a couple of columns to look at. First of all, damage per shot. According to how we have everything rolled right now, the Bobcat sits at 31,003 damage per shot. The Spectre here is 25,524. We're going to be focusing on these middle columns, by the way. Damage per second with an infinite amount of ammo and no reload speed whatsoever, we are looking at 301,292. For the Spectre. Now here, damage per second, this is realistic. What this shows is you empty an entire magazine size. So for, in case of the Bobcat, 50 bullets, you press reload. Once you can shoot again and that reload animation finishes, that is the time frame that this number is taken from. And we can see here that the Silenced Specter wins. And the reason for that is because of the Bobcat's 3.3 second reload speed. Now, the last thing to take a look at here is time to kill a player 100 smasher. A player 100 smasher has about 1.1 million health. And in this case, at 0 tiles away, hitting 50% headshots and 50% body shots, we're looking at a 3.4 second time to kill versus a 3.5 second time to kill. So in this case, the Bobcat does win. But let's change these numbers to something a little more on average. We're going to up this to 3. That's 3 tiles away. And in this game, the Silenced Specter and the Bobcat both sit at 3,500 range, which is 3.5 literal floor tiles that you can build on the ground. We seem to have some differences here at 152,000 actual DPS with including reload time and 136 here. The time to kill still goes to the Bobcat with a pretty 2 seconds is actually discernible. So let's see what else we can change here. If we tweak these numbers just a bit to something that is definitely doable in the game, we really start to see who's pulling ahead. With 75% of our bullets hitting headshots, body shots is 25%, and we're missing 10% on average, which I feel is a decent number that people do. We really see what pulls ahead largely here. We have the Bobcat at 149,000 damage per second, and then this is almost 25,000 damage more per second. The time to kill, in fact, even goes towards the Spectre once you start focusing on headshots. The reason for this is because this gun has a higher crit chance and crit damage than the Bobcat. The math is showing that you can hit the head, have it crit more often than you can with this. That is why once you start focusing more on headshots, the damage starts going towards the Silenced Specter, to prove my point. All right. And on top of that, once you start going more and more tiles out, you're relying more on the crit chance, crit damage to happen and less on the damage loss from the farther range. So anything from at least 5 tiles out, which you shouldn't be really using an SMG in the first place, the Spectre starts to really shine. So you wouldn't be using this gun, but if you did, you would be doing more damage because of the crit chance and crit damage base numbers that the Spectre has. Now, the bloom on the Spectre is a little rough. It's not as accurate as the Bobcat, but if you're a cautious player and pick your shots a little bit, you'll probably be missing more than 10%. But even if we up that to an absurd 40%, you're still getting a better time to kill, more DPS. At higher level content, a Bobcat with 50 bullets in it will not kill a Smasher. It might be able to finish off a blaster, but at super high level content, level 191, 174, the 4-mans up in the top of Twine Peaks, those enemies are not probably going to die with one full clip of the Bobcat. We're going to show it in a few seconds to see if it can do it, but they might, but it's definitely not killing a Smasher. And then you have a 3.3 second reload time, which is incredibly long. It's actually on par with most LMGs in the game. And once again, down here at base, it's 2 seconds, which is half the time almost. And if you add in a pinch here, you will probably be at 1.3 second reload speed. So actually this number right here with an infinite is actually more of what you're going to be hitting for, because the downtime on the Spectre with the super short reload speed, especially if you roll in a pinch in your support perks, basically means that you're going to be shooting forever. You're only going to have about a 1 second reload time, allowing for a lot more damage to be done. And on top of that, the feel for the weapon. As I said in the beginning of the video, this is all personal preference. The numbers are so close together that if you happen to get one and not the other, you're still fine. Now it comes down to playstyle. Personally, I'll take the Spectre every single time, because as soon as you roll a reload speed or magazine size on the Bobcat, you're really gimping yourself on a lot of missed damage. This one, not so much. It feels better, it shoots faster, has a shorter reload speed, and does just about as much damage, if not more, than the Bobcat. That 3.3 second reload speed, I keep harping on this for a particular reason. It feels terrible. It's for how fast the gun shoots. If it doesn't kill what you're shooting, if it's a blaster, guess what? You're dead. You're not going to be able to reload in time and put a couple of more pop shots into him to take him out. In my opinion, between these two weapons, the Spectre wins. All right, guys, so there you go, the full mathematical breakdown for the Silenced Specter and the Bobcat. Yes, the Silenced wins in most scenarios. The Bobcat wins in 1 or 2 scenarios. But to be honest, the difference is not noticeable. If you like the Bobcat because it's a little more accurate, use it. If you like the Silenced Specter because it doesn't have a 4 second reload, use that. They are so close in comparison that it's kind of pointless. So yes, in my opinion, I like the Silenced Specter. I think it feels better. I like that it shoots faster. I like that the reload speed is only 1 second once you use in a pinch. I really prefer that weapon. My opinion. On paper, it's slightly better in most scenarios than the Bobcat, but do remember it does have some downfalls as well, such as not being as accurate. Now, finally, to wrap this video up, let me show you the build that I'm running with this. Sledgehammer is our #1 go-to soldier. He will outperform every other soldier in the game as long as your gun is ran with crit chance and crit damage. There's nothing that can beat him unless you have a specific gun tailored to that hero, a la First Shot Rio and a Rat King, something like that. Next, we're going to use Hunter's Instinct. As we know, most defenses take place at nighttime, and you will have anywhere between 23 and 50% bonus damage. When this perk was busted, it was better. Sorry about that, by the way. We're also going to be using Assault Ammo Recovery for a 24% chance to refund your ammo on every shot, basically allowing you to have basically a 67 round magazine instead of a 50 or 52. It just adds more ammo. If you don't have him, you can use Light Show. If you don't have Light Show, you can use Make It Rain. Startup. Fantastic perk. 25 shots and you gain 25% bonus damage. Do not use Mad Tidings in this build. It ruins the stability on guns that aren't as stable as they can be, and on top of that, you do not have the magazine size to actually get a beneficial effect from startup. Yes, you'll get it on your last 10 bullets, but it's not worth it. You can do better. Do not put Mad Tidings in this build. I'm telling you. Next up, we're going to do In a Pinch. I know not everybody has this perk, and I should have covered it when it first came out, but I didn't even know then. It's a fantastic perk. If you don't have it, change it out with a cooldown on your Shockwave or maybe a Survivalist. Locked and Reloaded, any gun in the game that you can empty the entire magazine within 5 seconds. So, Locked and Ramirez, this is fantastic. Use it. Since the Silenced Specter only has a 1.3 second reload time, this is constantly up, combined with In a Pinch and a very fast shooting gun. It's beautiful. Assault damage is the last thing we're going to do for just a little bit of bonus damage. And that's the build that I like to run. If you do not have Sledgehammer and you want to run the Bobcat or the Spectre and you do have Ramirez, use Ramirez. It is the second best character for these kinds of guns. And that's really it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me just do my little outro here. And that's really it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. On paper, the Spectre, 90% of the time, outshines the Bobcat. But man, it's so close, who cares? If you have one, use it. If you like that playstyle, fine. And let's be honest, in higher level Twine Peaks, 171 and 190, who the hell is gonna be less than 3 tiles away from a smasher? You will get one shot. So, that's where the other video that's coming up soon, the Wraith video, is coming into play because it's the farthest range. Whatever, we'll get there. We'll get there. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I have a creator code if you guys are buying military llamas, OOTIKTAKOO. Feel free to use it if you want to. I make videos like this almost daily, so if you're into slow instructional videos, feel free to drop me a follow and a like or a sub. What are they called on this channel? I don't even know. Lastly, if you guys want to check out my stream, I stream 5 days a week. We just got the application for partner at twitch.tv/ROundedtiktak. We would love to have you there. There you go, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about this kind of video. Not really any gameplay, just literal theory crafting and the end results of that. Lastly, what kind of video you guys want to see next? Do you want to see the Wraith, the Lynx, the Bob, Copper, Cat, whatever else we got? What do you guys want to see? Let me know. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one. TikTak out.